Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. My name is Ohakade, I'm a composer, and today we're going to be checking out Can't Avoid My Destiny by Kim Junsu. Now, from my understanding and the context I've been provided by the anonymous patron who sent in this special request, this is a song from the musical Mozart, which Junsu starred in as the main character, Wolfgang Mozart himself. This was a role that Junsu won multiple awards for. The musical was a hit. This is a performance of it at a concert, not necessarily from the musical, but from a concert a couple years after the musical released. So I'm excited for this. I'm very interested. We'll also be doing a lyrical analysis. If you would also like to submit a special request, the link is in the description, as well as a link to my Patreon, where you can get guaranteed requests and exclusive content, additional benefits, etc. But without further ado, let's get into this song. I love musicals, and I love Junsu's voice. This should be good. Nice and moody and dark, deep.
난 알고 싶어 어떻게 그림자를 잃고 자기 운명 거부해 어떻게 자신을 거부하고 다른 사람 되나 누구에게 물어봐 스스로 이해 못한 것 어떻게 그림자가 너에도 그 자유잡겠나
Okay, very cool. He is really embodying the character here from the musical. He's really embodying the story. You can tell just because his demeanor is different from what it usually is. So he's very good at connecting with the song. Now I don't know what the song is about yet. I will know when I look at the lyrics, but it seems like this is a turning point, a bit of conflict, as songs from musicals usually are. You know, they're telling a story. There's different plot points. Usually these songs come at a time when something big is changing in the story, or a character is coming to a realization, and that seems to be the case here. He is singing a lot in his low range, very breathy. There's like a desperation, a grit. He's like fed up. I think the outfit that he's wearing really embodies the sound, and I think the overall composition of the vocal line is really hammering home that desperation, wanting to escape from something or wanting to change something. In one sense, it's good because it's very strong from a storytelling perspective. Musically, I would like a little bit more elongation on the notes because I'm finding it hard to identify a very particular melody in the song so far. It's sort of giving, screaming for help rather than like singing his heart out so far. Like the melody is very like on the beat, like dun dun da da dun dun da 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 da. And again, I'd like a bit more extension of the notes through those bars, through those beats. But at the same time, I do understand that the purpose of a musical is to tell a particular story. Instrumentally, I think that this is mostly a backing track with some synthesized strings. I would love to have heard some live strings too. I'm sure there are live strings in the musical. Stylistically too, the composition veers more towards, I would say, cinematic rather than classical. So I'm curious to know if the other songs in this musical do have classical influences, since it's about Mozart, as opposed to the cinematic vibe I'm getting. I'm down for cinema too. I'm down for drama, but it's just a thought that crossed my mind. But let's continue. I'm going to go back there because I may need to stand corrected. Did I see some live strings on stage there? Because this string part here, it sounds quite authentic actually, compared to what I was hearing in the opening. It could be a mix of live strings and synthesized strings. Yeah, there's a conductor there. Okay, so there are live strings on stage. I do apologize. I didn't see them. Yeah, because the more I was listening, I was like, those strings sound live. They sound live, especially the very pretty flowing melody that we have going on in this verse here. But yeah, sorry, I was paying attention so closely to the strings that I didn't pay attention to his vocals. So I'm going to go back again and let's pay attention to his vocals because he is the star. Yeah, you can see how like there's not a whole lot of melody going on. It's really a lot of spoken stuff. Sorry, dog barking. Yeah, you can see there's not a whole lot of singing going on. There is, but it's a lot of breath, a lot of speaking, a lot of character and embodiment. That was a pretty melody. I'm very excited for this bridge here with the choir coming in. I'm really getting into the strings now, really contradicting myself from what I said earlier, but that is cool. That was cool. You know what's funny about that part? I really was getting major like K-pop rap line from that part. Bravo. Loved the finale there. I loved the climax of the song. There was a great key change too. And what a passionate performance. He was really feeling himself so into it, really focused on the music. Really, just the whole stage came alive. I got to hand it to the dancers too, the backup dancers, the choir, and the strings. Everything really came together. A very powerful crescendo there at the end. He's definitely sort of a vocal chameleon. He can do so many different styles so well. But when I watch him in this role, you can really like tell that he was born to play it. It is unfortunate that I can't understand him as he's singing because I know, as someone who doesn't understand Korean, I'm missing out on a lot of the emotional impact of the performance. And I usually don't address that point, but in this performance, it makes such a difference because so much of it is about what is being said and the way he's delivering what is being said. And it's not all about the melodies and the music necessarily, it's really heavily focused on the story. So I am interested now to get into the lyrics. If there were any constructive criticism I would have about this performance or the song, again, just for my own taste, a more melodic vocal line would have been nice. To be fair, at the very end, towards the end, there was a lot more melody going on, and that really is more my thing. And I enjoyed that. I thought that some of his falsetto parts were a little bit superfluous because they kind of didn't match the rooted in dark, harsh emotion vibe that the song was going for. Strangely enough, as much as I complained about the grittiness and lack of focus on melody towards the beginning, I'd say the falsetto parts were my least favorite part of the song because they felt a bit showy offy rather than something that contributed to the message that the song was trying to convey, if that makes sense. Much preferred his belting, the really passionate belting, because we know he can do falsetto and it's super impressive and it sounds great. I just don't know if it's what this particular song needed, if that makes sense. Yeah, and more classical influence would have been nice, but overall, as far as what this song was going for, I thought Junsu absolutely killed his performance, and it isn't a wonder that he won awards for it, and it's a widely beloved role by him. Okay, let's check out the lyrics and see if we can get more to the heart of what is going on in this song. I don't need, I no longer need. I don't need anyone. I no longer need this white wig. I don't need. I will live my true life. Red and soft lips and the wine aroma warm me up and whisper in my ear. I want to know, how do you lose your shadow and refuse your destiny? How do you refuse yourself and become someone else? Who can I ask? Couldn't understand by myself. How can I remove my shadow and find the freedom? Is he singing about being in someone's shadow? Maybe his father? I'm not really sure about the life of Mozart. It could be that Mozart didn't care for music, can you imagine, and kind of wanted to do something else. But I'm sure that it's probably more, if it is about this, maybe Mozart's dad wanted him to be like a carpenter or something, and this could be singing about wanting to pursue music. Is sort of what I'm getting so far. Who on earth are you? Don't restrain me anymore. If I can live freely, I wish nothing more. The symphony made me cry, but if the beautiful woman is with me, my body will be shaken. I want to know, how can you lose your shadow? How can you give up everything? How can you betray your conscience and refuse yourself? How to live from your path? How can you remove your shadow and find the freedom, the fear that suffocates me? Pressured shoulder, silence to the question. No one is answering, very short time. Suffocating moment. The shadow that follows me will kill me one day. How can you lose your shadow? How can you refuse your destiny? How can you refuse yourself and become someone else? Who can I ask? Couldn't understand by myself. How can I remove my shadow and find the freedom? How to live? My destiny? Should I accept it? I can't. I can't leave. Now I want to avoid my destiny. Kind of cryptic lyrics for a musical. Normally musicals have very literal lyrics, often overly literal, and they tell you exactly what's going on in the story. These ones are a little bit more subtle and open to interpretation, which I like, but I'm sure within the context of the musical, they make a lot more sense than what I'm getting. Again, I am getting that he feels like he's talking about wanting to lose his shadow, as in being in someone's shadow. Someone is pressuring him to pursue a path that he doesn't want. There was also something about, I'm getting something about romance here, potentially, something about women or a woman. It could be that music is taking away from his potential to fall in love, or falling in love is taking away his potential to write music. And he's trying to refuse one of these things. And I can't tell which. Very interesting. It makes me intrigued to check out the story and if this musical is in fact historically accurate. Even if it isn't, I'm intrigued by these lyrics, I'm intrigued by the story. I can tell that it was a big deal by the way he was performing it. So yeah, a really interesting nugget of TVXQ history here. These guys are busy. Very, very busy. It's depressing, really. It makes me feel I really should be doing more. But, you know, we all try our best, don't we? Okay. Thank you again to the anonymous patron who suggested this performance. Again, if you would like to submit your own special request or become a patron, the links are in the description. Feel free to leave a comment if you have any other ideas for song reactions. Also, if you're a big TVXQ fan, I have a playlist of all my previous reactions that you should check out too on my channel. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll talk to you again soon. Thanks so much.